Welcome to the first episode of Spaceriffic Reviews, a new review show where, obviously, we talk about movies. And we will argue, and we will tell dirty jokes, and if you send us an email, we will sell your email to a big corporation so they can spam you. I am Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of themoviewizard.com and columnist for Examiner.com.
My name is Marco Caboti. I play in a band, and I kick ass.
Yeah, if you wish. Anyway, the first movie we're going to review is not Star Trek. That's later in the show. The first movie we're going to review is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Now, for those of you who live under a rock, Harry Potter is some book about a boy wizard that for some reason became hugely popular, and now we have not one, not two, but 6 movies, with 2 more coming on the way. Half-Blood Prince is the 6th movie, it's the latest, it's the darkest, and it's my favorite so far. The movie is about, well, actually, that is the double-edged sword. What most fans won't admit, this movie isn't much about anything. Harry Potter and his friends are licking their wounds from after their fight with Voldemort in the last film, and Dumbledore says he has a mission for Harry. However, that mission doesn't really develop too much. Why? Because the kids are falling in love.
Pretty much. The Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is a movie about nothing compared to the other ones. The other ones have the arcing plots of, oh, we have a mystery to solve. Oh, it's so cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I found this mystical thing. In this one, there's no mystical thing. There's a book that's kind of half-assedly mystical.
A little bit.
But not really.
Yeah, essentially the book he's referring to is an old potions book that's written by someone called the Half-Blood Prince, and nobody knows who that is, but this Half-Blood Prince basically rewrote all the parts he didn't agree with, and turns out he knew more about making potions than the guy who wrote the book in the first place, so Harry uses that as leverage to get in good with his professor, Slytherin Professor Slughorn, who Dumbledore needs him to find a secret from.
Yes.
This is essentially the whole movie, whenever they're not chasing skirts or anything, and the movie ends in a pretty epic climax, but not a whole lot happens.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. However, I also have to admit, there was another movie that came out earlier this year called Transformers 2, and while the movies don't have a lot of comparison, Transformers 2 was just as long as this movie, was also about nothing, but felt really empty. At least with this world, the characters in Harry Potter are likable. You relate to them, and on top of that, it's very entertaining as a result because there's something to actually care about.
Yeah, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was a movie that had a lot of great character moments that made up for the fact that it didn't have a lot going on in it. This was the calm before the storm that is the big finale to the Harry Potter franchise, and in that respect, it did its job well. You enjoyed spending the time with the characters. It introduced you to a new character of Professor Slughorn, who was played by Jim Broadbent, who did an excellent job, in my opinion, of playing a goofball professor, of which there are plenty of at the school, and he put a different enough twist to make it entertaining. So overall, the film I found to be very enjoyable. I would say it was one of the better Harry Potter movies. Even I found that the fact that they did something different, as in they didn't just follow their same story of a mystery they had to solve, was very refreshing. And it was nice to spend a little more time with the characters and not focus on some convoluted goofball item they have to find. So it was enjoyable.
My grade for Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is 4.5 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It's one of the best films of the year.
I would say that Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I would give it I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I'd say it was one of the better ones of the series, but I've kind of always held that the series itself has only been pretty good. I'd say it was probably my second favorite one. I actually enjoyed the last one the best. So, yeah, 3.5 stars.
Yeah, and I want to touch about the last one for a second because I actually didn't like the last one very much. I thought it was, outside the source material, it didn't work very well. However, I have read the books. You have not read the books. You felt otherwise, though.
No, I felt that the last one was the only one of the series of up to that point that didn't have its climax revolve around a goofy, giant action thing that made absolutely no sense, which has been my problem with all the Harry Potter movies thus far, is that they end in some weird way where magical stuff happens and it doesn't really make any sense, and then Dumbledore explains it at the end. Harry Potter and the, what was that one called? Order of the Phoenix actually had a giant epic ending in which people waving little sticks around was pretty damn entertaining, as opposed to the previous ones where it kind of looked a little silly. And it ended on an excellent action sequence note, made you want to see the next one.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of interesting that we were talking about an epic climax because fans of the books will know this, but the epic battle at the end was actually cut from the film for a more somber ending, which took me a little while to get used to because at first I didn't know if that was a good idea or not because the movie, in a sense, feels like it just stops. On the other hand, you also have more reflection because he dies and you can contemplate on that a little bit, whereas... Oh gosh.
You're not supposed to say that.
I didn't say who dies.
Okay, you didn't say who dies. So, and if you don't know who dies, yeah. I know who died. I didn't read any damn books.
You probably do. It was like the spoiler of the century 2 years ago when the book came out.
Yeah, it was a big shock.
I'm trying... And considering someone's died at the end of every Harry Potter movie since, I'm going to say movie 2 or 3, I would probably say this won't be a surprise that someone dies.
No. And the whole death thing, it was alright. Like, I've kind of stated, this movie had a lot of moments in it where the characters were having this great interaction, but then they would do an action sequence or a bigger moment. It would be fine. It would look professional, but it didn't have any standout things. There was this, oh my god, IMAX,
yep.
Which is why our review is 2 weeks late, because Sacramento area. Space, not Sacramento, we're in space. Spaceship. It's a spaceship.
Oh, come on. We're in a spaceship. We can transport to any part in the world, and yet we choose only to go to California for some reason.
Well, it's better than the other states. And that's where spaceships go. States. They don't go to other countries. We have a really crappy spaceship.
Better than Rhode Island.
Hey.
Nothing's over there.
Yeah. But it is a spaceship. Damn it. See? That did something. I don't know what it did. I think I emptied the trash out and I littered. So, you know.
Well,
anyway.
But you do recommend the movie overall.
I would say that I've consistently enjoyed the Harry Potter franchise, but I've always had a little bit of a something about it I didn't like. This one was one of the better ones.
Alright, and I obviously recommend it, although that recommendation does come with caution. Despite how good it is, if you haven't seen the first 5, I cannot and do not guarantee you will like this one.
Yeah, it won't make any sense. You'll kind of be able to get it, but there's a lot of little things they throw in that you just... Like, he's got an invisibility cloak. If you use that, it's like if you didn't see the one where he got the invisibility cloak, that's just going to turn invisible all of a sudden. Be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So there's certain things, yeah. Well, hopefully you've seen the other ones and are not going to this, what is this Harry Potter thing? I'm so confused. British. Anyway... So, in the end, I'd say, Kevin, Marco, we both recommend seeing Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It was an excellent IMAX and theater-going experience.
And if you're one of those people who like to go see the movies just to compare them to the books, there's no help for you.
Yeah, get a life, damn it. I'm tired of this crap. I haven't read any of the books. I like the movies. Don't bitch about it. Alright? Alright.